Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors, and today I'm excited to help announce the newest amp from Supro. It's called the Airwave, and what really excites me about gear these days, after trying a bunch of different things and playing a lot of different amps and guitars and pedals, is kind of how it can slot into my workflow and make my life easier, more convenient, more streamlined, and allow me to just kind of stay in that creative flow without interruptions. That's one of the reasons I'm super excited about this Airwave, because it does just that with some really great features and functionality. The Airwave has 2 notes, DynIR cab simulation built right into it. It's an incredible piece of convenience and allows for a ton of versatility and flexibility both in the studio and live. You get onboard presets. You can dial through 12 different preloaded IR and cab sim settings that can really transform this amp into a lot of different sounds and textures from different eras and styles and models that Supro is known for. And so that's been the fun for me in the studio here. We're going to go through a few different sounds from different of those presets with different cab options and just kind of hear in stereo how they're captured and how they can translate into the guitar tones that you're hearing. And to me, that is just an abundance of convenience and comfort when tracking guitars in the studio. You can go in and manipulate and fine-tune your sounds if you want, but you can also just get running really quickly without having to engineer a really proper mic setup and have the right room and the right setting for miking live amps. In this day and age, a lot of people are going to the more digital type solutions, and what you get with the Airwave is really a beautiful combination of both, having the convenience of the 2 notes technology to capture those amp sounds digitally, but also having a really great sounding tube amp at its core. We're going to dive into some of the features of this amp as we go along, starting with the core amp features and controls. You have at its core that kind of classic Supro circuit with a pair of matched 6v6 power tubes. You have a 12AX7 powered preamp and control of that with a volume here. You have a full bass, middle, and treble tone stack, followed by spring-driven reverb, tube-powered tremolo, and a master volume. Added to that, you have a boost and a drive control that engages just a little bit of a nudge or kind of more overdriven saturation to the circuit. So we're going to hear how the boost can kind of just nudge your clean sounds into some nice edge of breakup or saturation there. I'll be using a Heritage H137 with P90s, and let's hear how that sounds. You can do so much with this Airwave amp with everything that is built into it. Supro has done a great job of kind of cataloging and including a whole smattering of different eras and different styles and models of cabinets and amp sounds in the 2 notes technology. And so as you pull up that interface and kind of work and tweak and modify your sound, you have access to a number of different Supro cabinets, mic options, and that sort of thing to really allow you to fine-tune your sound. Throughout this video, you're hearing only sounds from this amp, so we're not adding any other effects, which is fairly rare for videos that I do if you're familiar to the channel here. We're going to lean into the reverb and tremolo sounds on board the Airwave, and I'm going to pick up an Orangewood Baritone to just kind of give a different flavor and different kind of voicing and texture with a different instrument to let you see how it kind of handles some of those deeper tones along with the ambience of the reverb and tremolo here. Check it out. I've gotten to play a few Supro amps now, and they really have a voice of their own that I think sits in a kind of cool position in relation to some of the other classic amp builders and circuits over the years. It really has its own type of mid-range texture that you can get and kind of lean into if you want, but it can also flex back to some of the more classic mid-scooped clean sounds of Fender style amps, some more rich mid-forward style sounds when you crank the gain and kind of want to get some of those overdriven sounds. And so I love the way that Supro has kind of retained that character. Obviously it sounds like a Supro through and through, but just giving you a ton of versatility and range in this amp, from those sparkly clean sounds all the way to the rich thick overdriven sounds. We're going to hear a Telecaster into the Airwave now with the drive control engaged to give you some more of that rich saturation and overdriven tones. Check it out. So that's a quick look at the Supro Airwave. It's a really fantastic new offering from Supro. It kind of has me wondering why more amp builders aren't doing this, pairing a really great sounding tube amp with some fantastic new digital technology to make it just effortless and really convenient to capture, to record, or to utilize those amp tones in a number of different contexts and have a ton of tweakability at your fingertips with the app. Big thanks to Supro for sending this over for demo. You'll see it and hear it in future videos showing up here in the studio, as it's just quickly become a really integral part of the workflow here. And definitely go check out some of their videos. Justin and Nick over there did some great videos demonstrating just how accurate some of the cab simulation is on the 2Notes technology to kind of capture the sound and essence of the amp, as well as give a nice variety of sounds from the different cabinet models, if you're interested in having a more in-depth or kind of exhaustive look at some of those other models. But it's really a lot of fun to get it in and just be able to play with a number of those different cab simulations and mic placements and different outboard effects that are housed in that app as well. Thanks again for watching. Please hit subscribe below if you're new to the channel, and drop any comments or questions you've got about the Airwave below, and we'll chat. Take care.